The time has come. Yes, you heard it right. We are the Liechtenstein manager. Let's get into this, shall we? Roll that title. After 8 years in charge, Michael Seitz finally lost his job as the Liechtenstein manager. With only a win percentage of 23%, he won 15 games, drew 14, and lost 36. The goal difference wasn't particularly great either. So, who was his replacement, dare you ask? Keen eyes in the right hand corner would have spotted Mr. Liechtenstein. The 45-year-old from Vaduz has taken over for a couple of days just to set the scene, and after that, we will be taking the mantle over from him. May I just say though, this man is one good looking man. Have you seen the suit? More importantly, have you seen the facial hair colour of this man as well? Impressive. Here we are, folks. We have been offered the job of the Liechtenstein manager. It's going to be 4.3k a week, and the expectation is that we don't get outclassed in the Euro qualifiers. Looking at Liechtenstein for this season, is what I should say. We're in Group H. We've got Gibraltar, Scotland, Slovenia, Sweden, and Switzerland. It's not an easy group. Liechtenstein are always going to have tricky games, but I feel like there might be the outside chance that we could potentially get a couple of wins here and maybe put ourselves into that fourth, to an extent, third. Looking back at previous fixtures, I don't think Liechtenstein's played Slovenia, and I'm not sure about Sweden, but they have definitely played Switzerland and they've definitely played Scotland. And I would no doubt expect that we've played Gibraltar as well. So we'll be expecting a few points in this, but let's get through and accept the invitation to become the manager of Liechtenstein. There you go. Liechtenstein have named Vaduz boss GameLegenddd as the new national coach. I will be dividing my time between club and country, and it remains to be seen whether a conflict of interest will emerge or whether he will cope with the additional pressures. We'll see. Obviously, most famous for winning the Conference League back in 2034. So there's no honours that the country has won at all. We are currently 161st in the world ranking, and the highest ever ranking that we've been is 118th. The lowest is 204. So we're going to try and aim to get to that highest world ranking as well. Most capped player is Peter Schechel, and the all-time goal scorer is Mario Frick. This is the team that has been selected because I haven't had a chance to come in and pick my team, because in particular the goalkeeper Marvin Boyer wouldn't have been picked, let's just say, or at least he would have been on the bench. But it's an okay side. It's primarily a lot of Vaduz players or ex-Vaduz players, the likes of Marcus Polo, Keller there, Verde, Weber, Guarini. So it's about now building up the Liechtenstein team as a whole, and yes, we will attend the press conference. So as you can see there, we've been appointed the manager. The indication, as I mentioned, is to not get outclassed in the Euro qualifiers, which I'm hoping that we won't. I am going to go away now and have a look at the team and have a little play around with the staff, because I feel like this could be massively improved going forward. This is the squad. Like I say, we haven't had the chance to select any of the players because the assistant manager picked this on the 18th. It's an okay squad, to be fair, though. I don't think there's any players that are missing that I would be surprised not to be in the team. But let's give it a go. Let's see how we get on with it, and hopefully we can lead Liechtenstein to glory. So, folks, I'm just going to quickly go through the press conference. The game against Slovenia is coming up, which we're going to do, as well as the game at home against Scotland. I will show you more of the team and the tactics when we get closer to the game. But let's get through the press conference and see what the Liechtenstein media are going to ask for. So, there's a lot of pressure on national managers hitting the ground running and producing results off. Are you confident that you'll be able to get a good start as Liechtenstein manager? Well, we are playing Slovenia. I'm going to say we are going to work towards a positive start. The pressures of managing at international level are enormous, and this is reflected by the huge media interest for Liechtenstein, really? That surrounds both the team and the manager. That's a lot of pressure to handle. I mean, I wouldn't have taken the job otherwise. In taking this job, you are adding considerably to what must be a hectic schedule. Are you confident? Again, I wouldn't accept the challenge of why. Many believe that an English manager could never be as effective at managing Liechtenstein. As a native resident, I think I should be a native resident now. I've got 5 years. Didn't register for England. Do you think nationality matters when it comes to Liechtenstein? I do think homegrown national managers have a feel of the country. I'm going to disagree and say I firmly believe for the right personnel, I'm the right man for the job. Have you had a chance to think about tactics? I've had a lot of success with my favourite tactic. I'm going to continue with that. Do you not think there's a risk of things going wrong if the players at Liechtenstein don't fit your preferred setup? I'm confident that the players are going to fit to the tactic. Your first match in charge against Slovenia in the Euro qualifiers, how well are you prepared? I'm expecting a real challenge, I'm not going to lie. Marvin Boyer is widely regarded to be the key to any future successes. I mean, the problem with Marvin Boyer, and I'll mention this in a bit, is his form is absolutely atrocious. I'm going to be neutral about him. It's been suggested that you'll be selecting squads based on player reputation more than performance. I'd pick a player that's going to be in good form rather than. I don't think it's appropriate to continue a Luca Beck, but I'm not going to say that in the press conference. In the modern era, players are put under great demands by the sheer number of matches. We'll be looking to develop a positive relationship with managers. Yeah. I don't think we're going to have any problems with many managers because looking at the national pool, there's not many in particular that I may need to deal with. So there we go. There's the first press conference done. Just as well, I've been busy with the staff. So the one good thing about the staff search is a lot of the staff have been interested in a role. I'm just slowly going through and trying to add more people to the under 19s and the under 21s. I've had a bit of difficulty there. The only staff that isn't that does is Eskil here, he used to be the under 18 manager for Eppen in Belgium and managed Telstar as well, or was at least a caretaker manager. I just thought that might be a bit different to have somebody in who's not a Viduz staff member. I've left the fitness coaches as they are, but this guy is retiring on this season actually, so we're going to need a new fitness coach as well. But majority is going to be Viduz staff members. It's just trying to get more of the staff members into the under 19 and under 21 squad. Not that I think that staff will make much of a difference with regards to international job side of things. So anyway, if I get any more staff, I'll let you know. Here we are for the first game as the Liechtenstein National Team manager. We are away in Slovenia. We then play Scotland at home in the next game, which I'll show you after this match. They play Sweden and Switzerland play Gibraltar at home. I'll be looking at best to try and get something from this game against Slovenia, but it's not going to be an easy game. I think the tough tests are going to be against Scotland and Sweden. we have to try and at least get 6 points off Gibraltar, and Switzerland's probably going to be a bit, I think, like Slovenia, where we might be able to take something off them. I don't know, but the expectation is to just try and, yeah, do as best we can in this first campaign. We're still trying to build the Liechtenstein national team, even though I wasn't in charge. We're still trying to get players in from other nationalities to represent Liechtenstein. So it's yeah, we will get there. We'll get there eventually. But I'm just looking forward to this game and seeing how we do against Slovenia. This is the first team that I've picked for the Liechtenstein national team against Slovenia. Unfortunately, with us getting the job after the national selection, I've just had to pick players that are in the squad. There's some cracking players from a long time ago with the likes of Keller, Beck, Karoshia, Gerber, Oidendink in the team. You can probably see there a lot of the players are just not getting games for the club. I've tried to base it off club selection, but there is one thing, and it is with I've decided to go with Marvin Boyer. But I had a problem with this guy at Vaduz, and if he doesn't have a good first couple of games, Maya and Gunfer, even though they're not particularly fantastic goalkeepers, they will be lurking in his position. His position is not safe as number one. He needs to prove to me why he's number one. I think the team overall is decent. It's just the back four is the weakness, and I'm not surprised, to be honest. I've went with Keller, one of our youngsters who plays at Bellinzona and now is at Bellinzona, Simon Walser. If you can remember Christian Weber, who now plays in the MLS, he has been a Liechtenstein national for some time now. Tim Schultz, who will continue to get games no matter what for Liechtenstein. Korb, who is on loan at Dundee United and is going to play for Vaduz next season a bit more. And then Fisher, who is also, I believe, on loan at Sandhausen. I don't think he's left. Forsten Muller, who used to play for us. Simon Beale's in there. Foreman's in there. As there's no of our alternative up front, in my opinion. Barnacle, who used to play for us. He's been a bit of a journeyman since leaving Vaduz. Went to Braunschweig on loan, then AAB, then a bit at Dusseldorf, and then has made his way to the Netherlands, like a lot of Liechtenstein players, which I find quite interesting. Guarini, another player who used to play for, and I realise you can't see him there. Used to play for. He's now in Serbia, but he's suspended for this game. Otherwise, he would have been in the team as well. So maybe we might see him for Scotland. But yeah, it's something that's been neglected for a while, and it's probably not the fault of the AI, but yeah, it's something that we need to work on, especially that defence. But I am consistently at Vaduz trying to bring players in that I hope will be in the Liechtenstein team going forward. I mean, look at Verde, for example, and then look at Weber. So we've done it in the past, and we certainly will continue to do it again. And also with Oidendijk as well. I mean, he was a Dutch player and has now become a regular in the Liechtenstein team. I haven't looked at Slovenia. It's going to be a tough game here. I'm not as confident as I once was, but we're going to give it a go. I'm going to persist with the 4-3-3 that we're playing at Vaduz and the sort of standard and the counter formations that we've used. And yeah, let's get into this match. Here we go, folks. We are in Slovenia for the game against Slovenia. They've gone with a 4-4-2. We are going to go with the 4-3-3 formation. No results as of yet. Hopefully, we will be near the top rather than the bottom in this group. But yeah, hopefully we can sneak something from this game, but we will see. And I hope you're ready for this roller coaster ride of international management. We've at least had one shot. Muller, Foreman. Oh my god, Julian Foreman scored. Oh, is he offside? Please don't. That came out of nowhere. Oh my god, it's onside. Going against Slovenia in 10 minutes. Muller plays a lovely ball here to Foreman, and the keeper just can't. What is the keeper doing there? I do not know. But Julian Foreman, the regular for Liechtenstein, the regular for Chelsea, the regular for Vaduz this season, or the second half of the season, sorry, has bagged a first goal for us in Slovenia. We are 1-0 up. And we are doing very well in this game. So far, so good. Looks like it's going to be Slovenia's first chance here, but we do get the ball. Boyer, Korb, Foreman, Fisher. This is nice player, Simon Beale. Oh my god, Simon Beale. If you'd made that 2-0, mate, I don't know what would happen there. But positive start against a team that is, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, 68th in the world. I think we are. We are 161st in the world, so nearly 100 or so ranking there ahead of us. So if we can get anything from this game based off the rankings, we can hold our heads high. But I mean, at the moment, Muller at Barnacle, can we get a second, boys? We need a second. Schultz, Korb, Fisher. Oh, could have been 2-0. Simon Beale with a corner. Oh my god, what a header that was, but what a save from the keeper. We've had 6 shots, 3 on target. We haven't had much possession. But Slovenia can't seem to comprehend what's happening to them. But we really need a second goal. And as soon as I've said that, Slovenia have a corner. That's a really weird set piece, but never mind. I don't understand this set piece, but if yeah, that was a lot of effort. That, but they have equalised undeservedly, I must say. I had a feeling that was going to lead to a goal, but the fact that they went out of the box twice there, but they played it around us and just picked us apart, which was a bit annoying there. I've got to blame the defence there. That's their first shot on target. Oh no. This is where international management ruins me. Oh, maybe not. Fisher finds a ball to Beale. I think he's ran really well there. Foreman. What a counter attack! It's 2-1. This is the way we're gonna have to be in international management. We're gonna have to play on the counter because we're not gonna be able to compete with the big teams. And it's why I thought with the Vaduz, the counter tactic that I use, particularly when we're away at home, I thought it'd be really effective for Liechtenstein. And so far, so good. Wanting to get into the dressing room there. You're doing really well. I'm just conscious about substitutes, that's all. We are allowed to make 5 subs. So what I might do is I might change Barnacle around and put Kuhn on, but I think we'll leave it for now and we'll just go from there. But that is an incredible first half. I mean, Foreman is the one that's dragging everything, but I've been really impressed with Muller and Fisher. Kind of gutted I let go of Muller now. If it does, oh my god, if we could get a third. We do need a third now. We do need a third. But I was not expecting this. Corb on a yellow card. Barnett was not having a good game. I'm going to bring Simon Beale on. I'm going to... Actually, sorry. No, we're not going to bring on Kuhn. We'll bring on Kuhn maybe later, but Marcus Polo is going to come on and be maybe winger on attack. Still playing for Sheffield United. Still playing for Sheffield Wednesday, which I find interesting. But I don't think he'll be there at the end of the season. Anyway, corner to us. Oh, maybe not. 10 shots, 5 on target. We haven't had any possession, though. I might just drop a bit possession-wise. Keller's a little bit tired. I'm worried about taking him off, though. But I think we have to make the sub. Yeah, I think we have to take him off for Beck. I think we have to put Beck on wing-back defender role. Schultz isn't having a good game, but I can live with that. I think what I will do, though, is I'll bring on my old trusted man, Noah Lampert, for the remainder of the game, because Fisher doesn't seem to be having the best of performances. I think we could do with a bit of a fresh midfield. They have brought on a new fullback. I'm just going to leave him where he is. And I don't want to use the shouts because I don't think they'll make much of a difference, to be honest. We're getting into 75 minutes, so Muller's a little bit tired as well. So I'm just going to have a look at a few more substitutes. It might be the case that I bring on Karoshia. Although, Lars Gerber's available, so what we'll do is we'll stick him in that DLP role that he prefers. And I'm going to take a risk. I'm going to put Kevin Gartner in the anchor role. Although, no. We do badly need to improve the defense. I mean, I'm just looking at some of the defenders there, and I'm going like, yeah, I can see why. We're struggling. I mean, so far, Simon Beale with a corner. Can we do anything from this? No. Slovenia get it. Can they do anything from the goal kick? Brassier plays it long. And unfortunately, Tamazic. Oh, he's missed. That should have been 2-2. That's a let off for us. I am going to go defensive in this last couple of minutes. Boy, if we can get something here. They're getting a lot of yellow cards. Just going to say a waste time, boys. Boyer's not had the greatest of games. Defence not particularly has had the greatest of games, but when we bloody won my first game in charge of against Slovenia. We won my first game. Oh, bloody hell. I thought international management was boring. What a result that is. First game in charge of Liechtenstein, and we've won our first match against Slovenia, a team that's in the top 60, 70 teams in the world. Yeah, I can't quite believe. But the counter seems to have worked there. Switzerland have won their game comfortably against Gibraltar. Liechtenstein fans want a permanent deal struck for Foreman. Is that because of Viduz? Anyway, I'm going to see you at the Scotland game in a few minutes' time. Here we are for the Scotland game. It's going to be a much trickier test against Scotland. 35th in the world. Got some very scary players. Dean Martin in particular. This guy scored a load of goals against us in the final of the Conference League a few years ago. He's now at Saudi on 450k a week. But you can probably see, I'm quite surprised they've rested some of the players that I was looking at earlier in the week in the save. But they've got a stunning bunch of players, and I'd expect them to be challenging for the top of the group there, Scotland. But in terms of ourselves, the only change that I've made is I've taken off Beck and Keller. I've moved them around. So Garini's going to be the left back, and Tim Schultz is going to play on his sort of native right back position, which he plays for Vaduz. Also brought Noah Lampert in. I'm just going to change Muller to the DLP role, and we brought Marcus Polo in because I thought Barnacle was really poor in that last game. I think if things don't go to plan in this game against Scotland, I will probably bring on some of the players that are, as you can see here, have got the really poor fitness. I'm going to persist with the fluid attack and see how we go. But if worse comes to worse, we'll just shoot ourselves onto the direct sort of play. But I thought the counter fluid did really well against Slovenia, so fingers crossed we can get something against Scotland. Here's our first home game against Scotland. Like I say, we've gone with the 4-3-3 formation. Thought I added an extra 3 there, but Scotland are going with a 4-2-3-1. It's going to be a very tough test this evening, but it's sold out apparently in Liechtenstein, which is nice to see in the upgraded stand there. So it's going to be, even though I can see some empty seats, it's going to be an interesting game. Let's see how we get on. 15 minutes in, we've had more shots and more possession than Scotland, so not too bad. Not too brilliant though. First major highlight of the game so far, 43 minutes in, just before half time. Guarini. Muller plays it at Paolo, but it just goes straight at the keeper. Not a bad attempt though. And I mean, so far for 45 minutes, been the better team against Scotland. I mean, if we can get anything from this, any form of result against any of the big teams in this group is a major positive for us. As soon as I've said that, Scotland have got a corner, so doesn't lead to anything there. But Buchan, yeah. Mark Buchan with a goal in the 49th minute, and we are 1-0 down, unfortunately. It's a decent set piece, to be fair, but we're just chasing the ball here, aren't we? Watch. Buchan. And Boyer doesn't do particularly well there. He's done okay, to be fair, I must admit, Boyer in these 2 games so far, but that was pretty poor from him there. I think, though, we're going to make some changes because we are looking a little bit tired, and I know that's going to probably lead to further risks. So I'm going to bring Beck on. I'm going to bring Oidendink on, which is a surprise for me, to be fair. Going to bring Kuhn on as well. I think Fisher for Muller, even though he's having a good game. And we'll leave that as it is. We'll maybe take Corb off at the end, but I'm just trying to think. Scotland's probably not a game where we're going to get much out of, so we'll see. Scotland with another chance here anyway. Can we get on a counter here? Maybe not. Oidendink trying to defend this, but I don't think he is, and that's really poor from us. Dean Martin again. That's really poor from Oydendeng. He should still be defending that. He should be chasing the guy down, but he doesn't even bother. And the defence there, Walser, sorry, was completely asleep. I don't think we played that bad though against Scotland. If you look at the stats, we've had one shot on target, they've had two. They just took their chances, unfortunately. I think we may just go a bit balanced here and just screw it, you know. I think we will take Korbach though, and we will give maybe Verdi a chance. I know he's not in anybody in particular that's going to do well for there. He's just more of an impact player for me. It's not looking likely we're going to get anything from this game, but the one thing I will say is at least we're only on -1 goal difference there. So it's very even so far. Still got to play Switzerland and Sweden. I think Scotland is going to be the bigger team. So not the worst result. I'm just going to say unlucky boys. Just ease them with confidence in there, and we will get to it. I'm not going to bother with a post-match press conference. That's a poor result there for Slovenia, to be honest. Only a 1-0 victory away at home to Gibraltar. Very, very poor result for them. That is how things are looking after 2 games. We find ourselves in 3rd position. And if you'd said to me at the start of the video, would you be getting 3 points on the door in the first game, I would have snapped your hands off. And the fact that we're above the likes of Slovenia and Switzerland is really positive. I'm not sure how the rules are determined. Just give it a second. So it's results between teams with a goal difference. So that is why we are higher than Slovenia. Not sure why we're higher than Switzerland, but it is what it is. The next game for us is not until June, which is Sweden and then Switzerland at home for a little bit of a derby. And then in September, we've got Gibraltar, Scotland, and Slovenia. So I'll be looking to get at least 4 points in September. Only one game in October, which is Sweden, and then November might be a bit of a crucial away trip with Switzerland and Gibraltar, but we'll see then. I think in the next 2 games against Sweden and Switzerland, if we can get anything from those matches, it's great. If not, I'll be expecting we to beat Gibraltar comfortably to get with at least 6 points on the board. And then the fact that we played Slovenia and beaten them is going to be really interesting. Just having a quick look at Sweden. Sweden are very good. And also Switzerland. Switzerland, we might be in the mix there. We're going to try and go for the 3rd place position here. I'm not sure if that guarantees you a slot anyway, but if we can finish in and around the sort of 2nd to 4th area, because I don't think we're going to finish first. I think Scotland are going to be too good. It shows how Scotland's improved in how many seasons have been doing this now? 16 seasons, so they will have improved as a nation overall. So, but yeah, that's how things are playing out, and that's how things are going so far with Liechtenstein. A surprise result there against Slovenia, and a more predictable result against Scotland. But I think 3 points on the board straight away is really good for. I think what I'm gonna do, is try and separate Liechtenstein from Vaduz. So obviously have a section where we're dedicated to Vaduz, section to Liechtenstein. What I'm sort of after from you guys in particular is, do you want it like Vaduz has been, where it's just the overall season review, or do you want it in little snippets like this one? I think the next Liechtenstein episode would be probably the Sweden and Switzerland game, but then we've got more matches, so it might be a little bit of a mix. But what I will try and do is will try and separate Liechtenstein from Vaduz, because I think that would make sense. But let me know what you think. Hope you've enjoyed this first sort of episode, episode 63 though, with regards to the Liechtenstein national team, and I will see you for the next one, which will probably be the end of the season if it does. So take it easy, stay safe, bye.